hope you're doing all well. In this video, I just hope to show you some relaxing shots that I took yesterday when I was out. I really wanted to make a video for you to help you sleep, to help you make your life a lot less stressful than it is. These images are just to show you how peaceful things can be. So what was I doing on the beach? I was just out there with my camera because I'm interested in shooting vacant buildings, abandoned buildings. This is actually a hotel in Fremantle where I live, and lots of visitors come to stay there. It's a beautiful hotel. There's great beaches. So many tourists come here to stay, and you've got great views of the ocean here. You can sit out onto the beach, and there's miles of free space that you can look around on. Okay, sorry guys, just trying to be a bit stupid. This is actually an abandoned power station, although I think there are still users on this lot. There's a lot of equipment and generators and stuff, but they say that it's an abandoned building. The building is an abandoned building, and it's located right on the shore. So, and there's a giant fence around it, because there's a lot of people would go in there. It hasn't been used for about 30 years. Lots of people go in there to shoot videos of skate videos and parkour. And lots of people graffiti all over the building. The walls inside are covered in graffiti. All the windows are broken. And there's lots of drug addicts and things, and people like that, homeless people that have used this place as a home for many years. But photography is a major thing here. People will go here and take beautiful shots. Some people may not like the look of this, but I'm interested in taking shots of decrepit buildings that have been long forgotten, just because there's so much personality in them. The colours, the trained look of the place. And at the very beginning of this video there were shots of the beach and pieces of wall that have been... there's lots of bricks and structures on the beach that had toppled over. It reminded me of the beginning of Saving Private Ryan, where there's all those iron crosses sticking out of the water. So there's heaps of graffiti on the walls. I actually remember many years ago making a short film with some friends for one of my courses, and we shot in a building similar to this. It's since been demolished. was a very interesting story. Like, I didn't know this places like this existed until my friend showed me, and I was astonished that there's places like this. You're not allowed to go in them, but we jumped over the fence, which is quite impossible now since there's security guards everywhere. But we needed to shoot a scene for a film about a man who travels through time. He invents a time traveling device, and every time he comes back through his kitchen, the kitchen has changed. Something is different in the kitchen. And one time he comes back through the kitchen, and it's like, I think his wife is, every time he comes back through the kitchen, he sees his wife doing something. And in this one, his wife is living in a nuclear fallout zone. So we went into this power station to film that scene. It was very interesting. And I'll always remember that. It's a very scary place to go into, just because of, you never know who you'll meet. And I read on the internet, lots of people go there actually to do photography, and graffiti artists go in there to put their work on the walls. And there was a few kids who went, there's actually tunnels underneath the power station, and they went, like, you have to be bloody brave to go down in there. And they said that once this homeless person chased them out with, he had a syringe, he was chasing them. I mean, how scary is that? That's why now I won't go into over the fence. I mean, it's tempting, but you never know who you'll find in there, and you could be attacked. The camera could be stolen, and you could be beaten up, or God knows what. It's so dangerous these days. But I do love photography. I love shooting these interesting places that people have just forgotten. It's interesting because they've turned these areas into new residential places. They build like multi-million-dollar places, build mansions around these decrepit old buildings. And in particular, the one in Fremantle, it's located right on the beach, and there's mansions built around this power station. But even though it's on the beach, the water is disgusting. There's all chemicals and pollution from the refineries that are located around that area. I would never want to swim in that beach. God knows what will turn up on the shore. As you could see from the beginning of this video, the water was really disgusting looking. It's not a place. I mean, it's sad that people would want to build their million-dollar homes on this land when there's a refinery located not so far away. You can actually see the refinery from this area, and there's all this steam coming up, and the steam stinks of sulfur and other things. I guess the houses are quite cheap then, or the land is quite cheap, if you have to put up with this disgusting locations. It's an odd thing. I know that near the refinery there was many people who settled there and they've built they did farming and stuff on their land, and now their land is quite useless because there's so much pollution in the air. I mean, who would want to... They can't sell their land now because of the industrial area has just become overrun by pollution. It's not a very pretty sight. And, well, when I was filming this, it was pissing down with rain, and I didn't even want to get out the car because I was being soaked, and I didn't want to have, I felt extremely dirty, all the pollution that goes up into the air will obviously come back down in the rain. But there was steam coming off the ground and everything. It's a very interesting place to shoot film. I wanted to film more, but my battery was running out. My battery was extremely low, so I only managed to get a few minutes of film, but still I think it looks pretty interesting in contrast with the clouds, the steam billowing out of the ground, and this weird train slowly going out of the refinery. It was, I thought security would come and get me, but the weather was just pretty shocking. It's horrible filming this stuff, but when you look back you go, yeah, it was worth it, even if I was covered in filth. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really like some of the images in this. I wish I could shoot inside the power station, but that's impossible now. So I hope you find this interesting, and please subscribe. It's encouraging if you do that. I hope this video works for you.